we are going to take you through a video tutorial of skid resistance tester. Open the skid resistance box and take out the skid resistance tester. Assemble the rear waist leg of skid by using the Allen key 6 mm provided in the box. Attach the pendulum on the rotating head shaft and tighten the pendulum arm by tightening the cap screw. Place the pendulum in the catching block and tighten the securing nut fully. Stick the rubber slider to the bottom of the pendulum shaft by using Fabulite or any other adhesive substance. Now we level the machine by adjusting 3 leveling screws attached to the base by looking into the bubble level so that the bubble should come in the center, and the bubble is in the center. Tighten the lock nuts after leveling has been done. Now for zero calibration, allow the pendulum to hang vertically so that there is no contact with the surface, and for that adjust the pendulum height by using the adjustment knobs at the back. Check whether the pointer is aligned to the pendulum arm by adjusting the nut of the pointer on the top, and then by adjusting the balance weight by screwing, unscrewing until it comes exactly over the pointer mark, exactly behind the pendulum. Now place the pendulum again in the catch block and place the pointer tip in line with the pointer mark on the scale plate. Ensure that there should be no obstruction in the path of the swinging pendulum, and then press the release button. Now observe the position of the pointer tip in relation to zero setting on the scale. Now to start our test, turn the height adjustment knob anti-clockwise to drop the pendulum and increase the contact of pendulum with surface, and similarly clockwise for reducing the contact of pendulum from the surface. Before bringing it to use, mark 63 mm or 2.5 inches on both sides of the center of the pendulum for checking the skid resistance on roads, and 37.5 mm, that is 1.15 inches on both sides from the center of the pendulum for checking on tiles. Now since we are doing this test on the tiles, we shall mark 37.5 mm on either side of the center of the pendulum, marking the left side marking as 0 inches and the extreme right side as 3 inches. Set the pendulum height so that the rubber slider comes in contact with the surface on swinging it from right to left and touches the surface on the point mark on the right of the pendulum. Set the pendulum height so that the rubber slider comes in contact with the surface on swinging it from right to left and touches the surface on the point marked on the right of the pendulum. Set the pendulum height so that the rubber slider comes in contact with the surface on swinging it from right to left and touches the surface on the point mark on the right side of the pendulum. Now by pulling the lifting handle To lift the slider to remove contact with the surface, move the arm to the left side. Allow the slider to swing back by releasing the lifting handle to come back and now rest on the surface again to coincide with the 0 mark on the left side of the pendulum. You shall have to adjust the height of the pendulum by adjusting the adjustment knob for both the strikes to touch the markings on both sides of the pendulum. Now we are ready to conduct the test. Place the pendulum to the catch block and place the pointer at the pointer stop mark. Wet the surface using the water spray bottle. To start testing, press the release button and catch the pendulum on return swing before the slider hits the surface. Note and record the value on the inner scale for rods and outer scale for tiles at the pointer position. In this case, we shall record the reading on the outer scale, which is 30. Reattach the pendulum to the catch block by lifting the slider to avoid contact with the surface. Repeat until the required number of tests have been completed to average out results, minimum 3 readings suggested. Now the slider is at 25. Repeat again. Now the reading shown is 20. Do it once again. Now the reading is 25. We can average out all the 4 readings and arrive at a value. The same operation is similarly repeated on the road by using rubber slider of HRC 55 and the readings taken to average out results. Minimum 3 readings suggested. One shall now take the readings on the inner side of the scale. Suggested minimum values of skid resistance measured with a portable tester are given in the chart. Please note, dry test readings give an accurate view of the capability of the floor in normal circumstances. Wet test readings will usually give higher readings, which indicate higher risk only when the floor is contaminated by some form of liquid. Control of spillage and other forms of contamination is essential in public areas.